We went back and found this little friend here, this little ferret. It was, I guess, a nice thing at the time that we had a lot of wildlife in the office. Hi, I'm James.
Hi, I'm Mike.
And we're the co-founders of Pet Circle.
Today we're going to run through a bit of the history of the company, so hopefully you can see where we came from. Maybe I'll start with the early days. So the company was founded in 2011, started in a co-working space in Ultimo on Harris Street, a small warehouse upstairs on the 3rd floor of the Kenned's storage building. And you can see there, that was our complete range. We would take orders very occasionally. Here, I think we had an alert on the phone.
We did, we went Bing.
Yeah, it was
whenever we had a sale. And a little anecdote I like is at the very back, you'll see a box full of ball throwers, which wasn't actually something that we sold, as I recall. It was purely used so we could top up our orders from the supplier till it reached the $500 minimum order threshold. The times have changed.
They were good. We also used them occasionally to just ship to ourselves so we could meet minimum courier thresholds. We promised that we'd send 10 orders a week.
I think my mum still has a large collection of those orders.
This was our first real warehouse. We moved out of the small and nice space into a larger and not as nice a space. I think 160 or so square meters. Yeah. And you can see what the office looked like when full, and that was all 7 of us, crammed into the back of a unair conditioned, unheated, no soft furnishings kind of space.
Yeah, and on the final day when we left, we went back and found this little friend here, this little ferret, who was coming in to check it out. So it was, I guess, a nice thing at the time that we had a lot of wildlife in the office. And as you say, we changed the business a lot at that time as we understood what it was that customers needed. And that's not something that we've let go of. I mean, including, sounds silly now, but we only used to sell dog food. We didn't sell cat food. And we found out that a lot of customers had both dogs and cats. Who knew?
Yeah. This kind of next phase kind of figured out how to make the engine hum. So you'll see us moving into the warehouse there. I think that's a combination of customer service, technology, and us unpacking. We did this move ourselves. So yeah, that was probably, honestly, one of the most fun times. Small, I mean, when we moved in, 6 or 7 people, that was probably the last warehouse we worked. So we'd often take over from Vic at the, go down at 6 p.m. And then pack until midnight or 1 a.m. And then get back up and go again. But tired, but great fun.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So 2015 or so was when we moved into a shed that was 6,500 square meters. It looked insane. I mean, I don't know if you remember walking in and looking down at it thinking, nope, got the maths wrong. We don't need this space.
Yeah. And it's this like very beautiful, almost Art Deco kind of style warehouse. It was huge. It was amazing. We'd gone from that kind of proper but small business. This was the starting of it becoming like a medium-sized business.
There was customer service, the office, every function all within the same space. You could hear the phone calls, you could hear the customers.
Very impactful. Like for example, the engineering team, which I ran at the time, would walk out and talk to the packers and the pickers and understand their problems and go back and code it up. Still quite small. You can see the glass partition in the back of that. Most of customer service would go in there.
So that's us moving the entire operation, 100% of our inventory, racking, everything for that company over a weekend and getting it up and running. That is probably the single highest risk we've ever put the business through.
Yeah.
So it's kind of that was that milestone from going between a medium-sized but scrappy organization to now having a very solid foundation. And as James has said, keeping a lot of the core of what got us here, the scrappiness, the willingness to change, looking for opportunities, the willingness to evolve, but also use what we now have built, which is a world-class fulfillment center and the scale of this organization to help kind of do what we wanted to do, but better.
Yeah. As soon as we could, after the move into Eastern Creek, we wanted to open up a second warehouse in Perth. Made a massive difference to Perth, WA customers' experience at Pet Circle. And it's been a really good reminder that we're in a relationship business. So there are many businesses out there that survive and thrive by being very transactional. Pets aren't that sort of thing, right? Like, you want to care for your pet. So if we can satisfy customers' core needs, speedy delivery, a responsive customer experience team, sharp pricing, and the vet's event work that's going on at the moment is incredible. I've used it myself. I love it.
I think you're customer number one.
I think it might have been.
So where we found ourselves today, 300 plus people across the company, across 4 different sites, plus kitchen tables, bedrooms, etc., as you've talked about, growing quickly, and looking to the future to kind of do what we've done in the past, but evolve, adapt, and form a great team to tackle the opportunity ahead. So we've been around now coming up to 10 years. We still have active customers from our first month. And so we know customers can last 10 years with us. And I suspect when we're going to be sitting here filming this in a decade, there'll be customers that have lasted 20.